Вовки мерзликаны. Все выдернули. Крест не трогали, фотографию не тронули.
Frustrated by his inability to stop Ukrainian attacks on Russian refineries, Putin is out of options, and in a desperate bid to intimidate Ukrainian leaders, he struck a government building in Kyiv. Russia launched an attack on Ukraine's government building, firing an Iskander K cruise missile, whose warhead failed to detonate. A photograph of the missile fragments was shared by Katerina Maternova, head of the European Union delegation to Ukraine. Putin certainly knows what he's doing. The Iskander ballistic missile that struck the cabinet of ministers was precisely aimed at the heart of Ukraine's government, Maternova stated. In the morning, she visited the cabinet of ministers building along with other heads of diplomatic missions. The delegation of diplomats was accompanied by Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko, as well as the heads of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Internal Affairs. According to Ukrainian authorities, during Russia's massive combined attack on the night of September 7th, the missile struck the upper part of the Cabinet of Ministers building. A fire erupted on the upper floors, caused by the ignition of fuel from the missile's tanks. Despite the risks, emergency responders acted swiftly to contain the blaze, preventing its spread throughout the building. As part of the ongoing assault, Ukrainian security and defense forces successfully neutralized 747 enemy Shahed-type drones and various imitation drones, as well as 4 Iskander K cruise missiles. Simultaneously, 9 missiles and 56 strike UAVs targeted 37 locations across the country, with debris from the intercepted targets falling in an additional 8 areas. The building was spared total destruction only because the missile failed to detonate fully. Moreover, due to the rapid response of the extraordinary Ukrainian rescue teams, true heroes, the fire was contained to 3 floors, highlighted Maternova. The characteristics of the latest version of the Iskander K cruise missile system have been officially classified by Russia. It is known, however, that the earlier R-500 missiles launched by this system are approximately 6.2 meters in length, with a diameter of 0.5 meters, a wingspan of about 3.08 meters, and a launch weight of around 2,000 kilograms. The missile is capable of carrying a warhead weighing up to 500 kilograms and has a claimed range of up to 500 kilometers. The launch is carried out using the 9P-78-1 launcher, which is capable of carrying 2 missiles. The same launcher is used for the Iskander-M ballistic missiles. Ukrainians, of course, are not scared. They continue doing what they do best. An airstrike hit a Russian sabotage group at the Kolotilivka checkpoint in Belgorod region. The group is annihilated. There have been repeated incidents across Russia of vandalism of the graves of soldiers killed in the war in Ukraine. The motive, if any, isn't known. Graves of Ukraine war casualties were desecrated in early September 2025 in the Kozitsinskoye Cemetery in Vologda. Crosses were torn down along with flags and wreaths. There have been multiple similar incidents in the same cemetery. In February 2025, several graves were set alight, with 2 being destroyed by fire. Other cemeteries have also reported attacks, such as at Krasnogvardets in the Orenburg region in September 2025. A video filmed by a local person says that only war graves were targeted, with fences uprooted and wreaths and flags scattered around. Vandalism was also reported in August 2025 in Rostov and in Zudolovo in the Altai territory. In the latter case, a metal flagpole was torn out and the Russian flag on it was burned, with the flag of the military unit of the deceased also partially damaged. In Kondopoga, in the Republic of Karelia, locals report that flags placed on graves are regularly torn off and thrown in the trash. It's unclear whether this is merely the result of drunken vandalism or whether there is any connection or ideological reason for the vandalism, for instance as a protest against the war. The Russian law enforcement authorities are reported to be investigating. A joint operation by Ukraine's military intelligence and Omega Special Forces destroyed key Russian air defense assets. The strike eliminated a 9S-18 Kupol radar, a launcher-loader vehicle of the Buk system, and an additional Buk system. The Russian Buk air defense system is a mobile, medium-range platform designed to target aircraft, cruise missiles, and drones. It entered service in the late Soviet era and has since been modernized into variants like Buk M1, M2, and M3. Mounted on tracked vehicles, it combines mobility with powerful radar and missile systems, allowing it to move with frontline units. In Ukraine, Buk systems are widely used by Russian forces, but they've also suffered heavy losses to precision strikes, electronic warfare, and long-range Western-supplied weapons. Their effectiveness is decreasing as Ukraine adapts tactics to hunt them down. Tap water was supplied in the temporarily occupied Donetsk, though it looked more like water from a puddle. Occupied Donetsk has faced a severe water shortage all summer, with damaged infrastructure and Russian mismanagement leaving residents relying on limited supplies and irregular deliveries. Footage shows the moment a Russian Shahed drone struck a railway bridge in Kremenchuk-Poltava region.
Вот он, блядь, возле моста прям.
Садитесь, блядь, вы что ходите?
Ебать!
And vehicle traffic across the bridge hit by a Russian drone was restored within a day. Repair crews arrived at the site almost immediately and began work practically in parallel with bomb disposal teams. Work is now underway to restore rail traffic. France has announced a major modernization of the Nostradamus radar, located in the Eure-et-Loire department. The Defense Romania reported on this, citing the French Ministry of Armed Forces. This unique over-the-horizon radar, the only one of its kind in Europe, is capable of detecting threats over thousands of kilometers, from the North Sea to the Ural Mountains, without the need for mechanical rotation of its antennas. The system, developed in the 1990s by the French aerospace lab Onera, had been in long-term preservation. Now, in light of the threats from Russia and Iran, the French Ministry of Armed Forces has decided to return it to operation, investing over 50 million euros in its modernization. The radar operates on the principle of reflecting high-frequency radio waves off the ionosphere, allowing it to see beyond the horizon. Its antennas, located across an area of 12 hectares in a star-shaped formation, cover a volume of several million cubic kilometers, from the ground up to an altitude of 250 kilometers. The French Nostradamus radar can detect aircraft, nuclear, and hypersonic missiles at long distances, even beyond the horizon. In addition to traditional targets, the system can also identify unusual objects, including high-altitude balloons, such as a Chinese balloon that entered U.S. airspace in 2023. The modernization aims to enhance accuracy, reliability, and integration into the European air defense system. France and Germany have already agreed to establish a joint initiative, JEWEL, officially known as the European Early Warning and Information System, to unify ground-based radars and share data between partners. It is expected that by mid-2028, the Nostradamus radar will be integrated into the European Air Transport Command. This will allow Europe to reduce its dependence on American early warning systems and strengthen its own strategic autonomy.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.